Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Ben and I'm a photographer and videographer based in North Wales. If you've been following along recently, you'll know I've been shooting on the Fujifilm X100V. This was a birthday present to myself because I'm old now. Obviously, along with it, I had to buy a few accessories to jazz it up a bit, and one of those accessories was this UV UHD filter from NiSi. I mentioned this in my X100 accessories video, but then I also gave it its own video because basically it's great and there's practically no videos out there on YouTube. The fine folks over at NiSi UK actually saw that video, they really liked it, and they've sent along their professional filter kit for the X100 series. I had already started doing a full review video for these, but here in Wales we're now in full-on lockdown again. Ideally with ND filters and grad NDs and polarizers, everything else, I would like to actually be getting out there shooting as I normally would do, to actually be able to showcase the filters, show what they can do. Alas, I can't do that right now, so for now we're just going to do a quick unboxing and see what you get in this kit. So first off, just like the other UV filter that I bought, packaging is great, can't fault it at all. I have actually unboxed this already, but I did record it, so I'll be overlapping that over my voice. So literally all you get in the box is some padding and the actual filter pouch. This is a lovely little addition, and as far as filter pouches go, this is tiny, as you might expect for the X100. For comparison, this is one of my filter pouches for full frame filters. So yeah, that is a huge difference in weight saving and volume. But then again, how many step-up rings would you need to actually get these on this camera? So it's a nice zip open pouch, and inside we get the adapter ring, which I will demonstrate here. So all we need to do here is take off whatever filter you already have on, or the original front ring. The adapter ring just screws on to the front. Tighten it a little bit, and there we are, we've got it fitted. Now this adapter ring will fit two filters, and it does spin very nicely. It's not loose at all, but it's also not stiff. It's just a nice little bit of resistance, which means you're not going to just knock it too much by accident. And I mean, it is very solid, it's not going to come off. Then the filters themselves, we get a ND8 soft grad filter, we get a IR ND8 solid ND filter. ND8 is 3 stops, by the way, so that will prolong your exposure roughly times 8. So say if you had a 1 second exposure, with this you'd now get a 8 second exposure. We then have a polarizer filter. This is a interesting one for me because I've never had a solid polarizing filter. I've always had circular adjustable ones, so we'll see what that's like. And then finally we have the natural night filter, which you might be able to see is a bit of a weird looking one. It's like a purpley magenta-y colour. So this basically cuts out certain artificial wavelengths of light during a nighttime scene. So here where I live, I'm very lucky, I'm in a Baltimore 4 area, so we do have pretty dark skies. I'm nowhere near any towns or anything, so I can't really go out shooting the streets at night, but I'll be having a go at a few night sky photos with the X100V, and I'll be trying them with this filter as well. So this is a sliding filter system, and you can get 2 filters in there at any given time. So for example, we've got the graduated ND filter here. I can put that into the first slot like so, and then we can adjust the gradient as well as tilting it as well. And then on top of that, if we wanted an even longer exposure, we could put the solid ND over the top of that, or we can put the polarizer over there, or the natural night filter. So they slide on very easily. You can see I've got 2 filters on there, and I can twist away. Because the grad filter is longer, I can still adjust that one behind the front filter. So what I think I'll do, just to demonstrate, because I can't really go out shooting anywhere, just on my desk here I'll set up the X100V and I'll try and demonstrate in video mode what each filter does. Please bear in mind I've never used video mode yet on this, but let's give it a go. How do I get into video mode? Okay, so first off let's have a look at the polarizer. Because I'm shooting at my computer screen, this should be a pretty easy one to demonstrate. So we'll slide it into the filter holder, like so. You might not see much difference right now, but then if I twist it, the screen pretty much just disappears and back again. So yeah, this is a great filter for really cutting down on any glare out in the natural world, whether it's in windows or water, as well as bringing a little more contrast and a bit more punch into the colours, especially blues in the sky, and I find greens in any foliage as well. So that's the polarizer. Next is the graduated ND filter. Let's pop that in. So there we go. As you can see, the filter is in right now. The bottom of it is completely clear, and as we adjust it down, you'll see it darkening from the top of the frame, and it will, by the look of it, pretty much completely cover the sensor. And then we can tilt it either way as well. Say if we just wanted one side or the other to be darker. Could even do, say if you just have really bright reflections on the ground, you could use it upside down. Next is the solid ND8 ND filter. So if we slide that one in, you can see the whole image just gets darker basically. What I can do there is just boost my ISO, and you can see the whole image is still of equal brightness relative to the rest of the screen. So this is the one you're really going to be using if you're either shooting video in very bright sunlight, or if you're looking for longer exposures. And then finally we have the natural night filter. This is the weird looking one. So we'll slide that in like so, and I think you can see that little bit of a colour shift straight away. If I slide it back up again, you can see the yellows, which are probably coming off my desk lamp up there, that just disappears pretty much. So yeah, it's the yellowy artificial light wavelengths that it's really cutting out. So especially if you're shooting the stars and you've got towns around you like I have, even though I'm in the middle of nowhere, I'm surrounded by farms. Over the hills behind me we've got Mould and Deeside, which is very heavily light polluted. Just to the south of us we've got Riffin, which is a pretty big town, and then up to the northwest I've also got Denby as well, which is again a fair sized town. So whichever way I point, there is still always going to be some amount of light pollution, so hopefully that will help me cut out some of that artificial light pollution. So yeah, I never actually thought I'd be using a sliding filter system on the camera that I bought because it's so small and lightweight, I could take it anywhere. But saying that, this entire filter kit is so small and lightweight, I can take it anywhere. If I wanted to, I could literally fit the Fuji in one pocket and the filters in another one. So looking ahead to probably next year, realistically, as and when I actually do start maybe getting a little bit of travel under my belt again, this could be a perfect little travel photography set. Very much like my last trip to Belgium, which is on this channel as well. for that trip I just took along my Lumix GX8, which is not far off the same kind of footprint as an X100, and the main lens that I used on that trip was their 20mm pancake lens, which gave me 40mm, very similar to 35, and then I just took a few solid and variable ND filters, and that was my whole photography kit for that trip. So yeah, when the time comes, I reckon this will be a very handy, very useful little filter kit for me. Like I say, I will be doing a full review about these filters. Just right now here in Wales, it's really not feasible. If you're interested in this kit, I will hopefully have a affiliate link down in the description below. This whole kit only costs £53, which is nothing really. It seems very well designed, it is a solid little kit, feels very well built, and yeah, I'd have no issue recommending these so far to anyone. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I will be doing a full review of the filters in the future at some point with actual real world photo examples, but like I say, right now it's just not feasible here in Wales during the lockdown. So if you want to see that video, please do consider hitting subscribe down below. Do give it a like if you liked it, and if you got any questions or anything, if there's anything that you'd like me to try and find out about these filters, do leave a comment down below and I'll do my best to include it in the next video. Otherwise, thank you again for watching, be good, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.